So it's been a couple interesting months to be a gamer, right? Really exciting time to be a gamer. We just came off of June with big releases coming out the gates. Street Fighter 6, Diablo 4, Final Fantasy 16, blockbusters. Now we've kind of slid into July, and it's a lot more low-key. We still got some quality releases. Remnant 2, what was it? Pikmin 4, and even Exoprimal, right? All excellent games worth your time, so I've been told. Of them, I can only vouch for Pikmin 4. I've been playing it. It is excellence personified. It's what you expect from Nintendo. If you have the time to play it, go play it. Enough said. But we're nearing the end of July, and I think most gamers have set their sights on August now. And who can blame them? We've got big name releases. We're talking Armored Core 6, Madden NFL 24, Baldur's Gate 3, and for me, Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. I'm sorry, Sega. I've been asking you for a new hit of Jet Set Radio, and you haven't given it to me. I got a new dealer in town. But I ask you to take a step back. Just a second. We haven't reached the end of July just yet. There's a game coming out on the 27th that I find fascinating. I find extremely compelling. And interestingly enough, it's not the game itself that I find so compelling. Not to say the game isn't interesting, but it's the story of what this game represents that has me so intrigued. I'm talking about The Expanse, a Telltale Series by Telltale Games. Why is this so interesting? Because Telltale Games was destroyed. The story of Telltale Games is a fascinating one. We're talking about lowest of lows, highest of highs. We're talking about a team that came from humble beginnings, former LucasArts employees just trying to scrape by to get any license they could get their hands on, like Sam & Max Freelance Police and Jeff Smith's Bone, to try to make these fun adventure games they remember making at LucasArts. And eventually, they would work their way up. Little by little, the success of Sam & Max would give them the opportunity to get Homestar Runner, the opportunity to get Wallace and Gromit, the opportunity to go back to their old stomping grounds and have a little bit of fun in Monkey Island. And eventually, it grew bigger from there. Then we got to the blockbuster licenses, Back to the Future and Jurassic Park. Are you kidding me? Who doesn't know those? So they were riding high at that point. But it wasn't until they hit The Walking Dead and The Wolf Among Us, Fables license, that they really hit it big, especially The Walking Dead Season 1. Most people had that Game of the Year when it came out, and it changed everything. Everything for Telltale. They went from, niche, kind of, if you know, point and click adventure game makers to everybody who has a license wants Telltale. They went from, hey, can we get your license, to biggest companies you can think of coming to them and saying, please take our license and do something with it. We're talking Minecraft, Batman, Game of Thrones when it was at its hottest. They were on cloud 9. But we didn't know, beneath all the fame, the new fortune, there was a rot inside of this company. It was rotten to the core. There is an excellent article by The Verge, written back in 2018. I'll have it linked in the description of this video. It's worth a read, talking about how Telltale had created, quote, an environment of constant overwork, toxic management, and creative stagnation for developers in the company. That's not even mentioning the personnel turnovers and the layoffs. It was a disaster. The quality of the games kept dropping because the developers were putting out games so quickly and being crunched so hard they had no time to upgrade their aging engine. So the games got glitchier and uglier, and Telltale began to oversaturate the market. So we came out with more Telltale games faster, with lower quality. And it wasn't long until Telltale had to fold. It was in debt. The employees hated their jobs. They had barely turned a profit on many of their biggest game releases. So the only thing left was a small skeleton crew to get a couple obligations out of the way, and that was it. Bye-bye Telltale Games. Since 2004, sorry, on your way. A demise in 2019. I believe it was 2019. So that should be the end of the story, right? That's it. Bye-bye Telltale Games. What a shame. Thank you for playing. See you again, never. That's not quite what happened. You see, a company called LCG Entertainment Incorporated purchased most of the IP that Telltale Games had. And not only that, but 50% of LCG Entertainment Incorporated, who is now operating under the name Telltale Games, are former Telltale Game employees. So this isn't an instance of a company simply wearing another company's skin to try to give you the illusion there's something they're not. Think Natsume and their Harvest Moon series now. We all know it's not Story of Seasons or Natsume. You're not fooling anybody. But they keep trying. But no, there are Telltale Games developers in this. Half of that company. And now they have a chance for redemption. After all the struggling and pain, after the bankruptcies and the debt, the destruction, after being disgraced and dishonored, from the heights of making a game of the year to being shuttered, an afterthought, forgotten by the mainstream media and the main audience out there, main gaming audience. A chance for redemption has finally come for this company. And that's in the form of The Expanse. Now, I don't need you to be interested in The Expanse because, truth be told, I'm not so sure what to expect from this. I really don't. I only watched one season of The Expanse. The only thing I really knew about it is that it was the only reason people were watching the Sci-Fi Channel for a while before it got picked up. Before they dropped it, it got picked up by Amazon Prime. But it's what this game represents you need to pay attention to. They're making it with Deck 9, creators of Life is Strange Before the Storm and Life is Strange 2 Colors, both excellent adventure games in the same vein as Telltale's previous games. So there should be some real pedigree there even. But most importantly of all, the reports are no longer is crunch tolerated at this company, and the leadership will not allow what happened to the previous version of Telltale Games to happen in this one. So to me, if you're not interested in The Expanse, then find a new hobby. Seriously, why are you playing video games? This is one of the most fascinating stories in this industry. To go from ashes to rise from it like a phoenix. The chance, at least. Now, I know most fans of the former Telltale Games are mostly interested in The Wolf Among Us 2, and that is coming down the pipeline. Don't you worry. But I ask you, no, I implore you, don't overlook The Expanse. It's a chance for redemption from a once fallen and disgraced studio. And it's one of the most fascinating stories in video games today. Watch this space. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I'm Unending Quandary saying thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you again real soon.